Hey, so a few weeks back, I posted a video showing my very first steps on getting the marketing website, the new marketing website for ProcessKit.com designed and set up and launched. And it's still very far away from being able to launch, but I did make some progress on it. This project has been going a bit slower than I would have liked because I've been so busy working on the product itself and I was traveling. But I did make some progress, and I'm going to show you that today. So in the previous video from like 2 months ago, I showed you, where am I? I showed you the sort of like the rough mock-up, and this was that. This was my version from a few weeks back, and I call this like somewhere between like a wireframe and a mock-up. It doesn't have the polish that I would like to have in a final design and all that. But I had written the copy and the headlines that you see here. I went into more detail on all this stuff in the previous video, which I'll link to. But I thought I would show you the new version of it, and this one is new and improved. It might look visually similar. I didn't really work on the look and feel of it at all, but the copy has mostly changed. So I had the pleasure of working with Liana Patch. I think her website is punchlinecopy.com. She did a really great job of basically taking my version, which is here on the left, and rewriting a lot of the headlines and a lot of the copy. And through my work with her, I was able to sort of restructure the page a little bit. I removed some sections. I did more removing and cutting things out than actually adding or changing, which I think is very important in this sort of process. So we could sort of see like a side by side of how she improved things, which, man, she really just did a really great job. And she gave this stuff a little bit more personality, but I think through working with her, it also helped me better position the product. The main thing when it comes to positioning that I'm trying to do with ProcessKit is to position it against project management tools, more traditional project management tools. And so why don't I'm going to zoom in on this, and I'm going to just give you the close-up of it. I'm not going to like read every section, but I want to give you a chance to just take a look at it closely. Again, this is not the final visual design, and the graphics have not been created yet. That's actually something that I'm still undecided on what to do about. Like, I know I need some big graphic to go up top, and all these other sections will need graphics. So I'm probably going to look to hire an illustrator to help me out with that stuff. But this is the general layout, at least, of what the page will look like. The navigation might change a little bit, but I really love this new headline, turn how into done. Before I had automate your repeatable processes, which is a little bit boring, I guess. This is cut straight to the point of it's how you do your stuff, and it's the place where you do your stuff together, right? That's the main concept that I want to sort of, the whole purpose of what they call a hero section is to grab their attention and keep them on the page, prevent them from clicking that back button. What you want, the job of this top section is to get somebody to instantly relate or be curious enough to want to scroll down. You don't need to tell the whole story of what this is. You just need to get them to stay on the page and scroll down. That's the whole point. And I want to also do that job with this graphic, maybe some sort of animated graphic. This is something that I'm struggling with right now. I don't know what that should be. Something to go along with this headline of turn how into done. I don't know. I'm just struggling for concepts. And I know that a lot of like SaaS sites are using just like illustrations of people these days, which it seems a little bit trendy, and everybody's doing that. So I don't know if I want to go that route, but yeah, something visually appealing to kind of catch your eye. This second section, I think, is just important because I'm really trying to get across that ProcessKit is the place for your processes and your projects. A lot of people think of process tools as just your documented SOPs, and then your projects live somewhere else. I think that's the problem that needs to be solved, is that you run your projects with your processes. You apply your processes to your projects, and your projects can then be streamlined and automated thanks to your processes that are being used on them. That's the whole concept of ProcessKit. And so I want to get that across, like right just below the hero. The next thing that you see is this, and we're going into some detail on that. There's going to be some kind of graphic that helps support this message of its processes and projects together. So going down into the next section, we're going to help reinforce that message of process plus projects, and we're sort of making the argument, why choose ProcessKit over traditional project management tools. This headline, came from Liana, and that really helped me clarify, like this whole section should be focused on comparing it to traditional project management tools. I'm not really going directly, ProcessKit versus an Asana or a Basecamp, or maybe I'll build out those individual pages in the future. For now, I'm just trying to go after that argument of, like, if you're considering using project management tools, or if you already are, you might want to consider replacing that with ProcessKit. And the main concept in this whole section is that there are 4 key areas that you might use a project management tool for, or tools for. And those are your processes, your projects, your people, and in many cases, client communication, or not necessarily client communication, but just dealing with client deliverables, or getting things back from clients. Just digging into this a little bit more, Liana helped me improve these headlines quite a bit. And under each one, what I'm doing is, this might be a little bit vague, and generally, being vague is not a great idea when it comes to copywriting. But what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of calling attention to specific features, or like names of features in ProcessKit with little check marks. Like, these are features that relate to this benefit. And each section has a list of 4 features that help support that specific benefit. And I'm not going into detail on like how that feature works, or the underlying technicalities of that feature. And really what I'm trying to do is make somebody curious enough to want to go ahead and start a free trial, or start a live chat, or get in touch, right? And these tend to be features or names of features that people might look for to compare them against some other project management tool that they're used to using. So that's what I'm sort of doing here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this idea with like reason. I gave these reasons numbers, and they're just random numbers to try to imply that there's like 100 reasons that you might, use ProcessKit instead of a project management tool, or in place of one. I don't know if that's going to come across. These graphics, again, I'm a little bit unclear on what they should be, but they'll probably be depicting individual features. I'm not going to like put a whole screenshot from the app in here, but I'm going to maybe have like illustrated versions of some of these features in these spots. And then moving down below that, we're going to get into a big, mostly graphic place that drives home the message that you can integrate it with just about anything, thanks to our Zapier integration. I don't really know how this is going to end up looking visually, but the idea is put ProcessKit's Zap in the middle, and then have logos for all the other apps, or the popular apps that you might integrate with, like Slack, Trello, Google Spreadsheets, Forms, things like that. That stuff would be shown here. Below that, this is sort of new in this version. In the previous version, I had pricing on a separate page. Now I think I'm probably going to pull it into the main homepage, at least for this first version of the site. And I'm also playing around with different pricing models. I had started on the per user pricing. Now I'm sort of kicking around this idea of maybe having like a flat monthly fee for up to 25 team members, and then above that it costs more. But yeah, this is sort of what I'm looking at here. I'm also a little bit undecided on what to call these plans, basic or pro. I don't want to make the basic sound like too basic. I don't want to imply that people who are on the basic plan are basic. People who might be on the basic plan would probably consider themselves professionals as well. I don't want to say that you're not professional unless you're on the 99 plan. But yeah, so that these are the sort of little details that I wrestle with when it comes to naming things and copywriting. And then down at the very bottom, start building your process kit now. Your team will thank you. I like that. And then this was sort of the footer that I haven't really changed. Although I did tweak this little headline, automate your team's projects with ProcessKit. So that's where it's at right now. My next steps on this, I'm probably going to, I need to hire an illustrator. I could go to some graphics libraries and use some things from there, but I'll probably hire an illustrator to do something custom for this area. So if anybody knows of any illustrators or graphics persons, or if you are one and maybe you want to work with me on this, definitely get in touch, because I'm looking for someone right now. And so I need to get these built out. I will probably work on refining the look and feel, the colors, the typography, the layout of the page. And then once that's all kind of coming together, then I'm going to start coding it up. This time around, I'm probably not going to use WordPress. I'm going to use some sort of static static site. I've been looking at Middleman, which is new to me, but it looks like an interesting static site generator. Either that or maybe Jekyll, something in Ruby, since I've been working in Ruby on Rails. But yeah, that's sort of where it's at right now. If you have any feedback or questions, let me know. Unfortunately, this marketing site project has been going very slow because every day I'm mostly focused on adding features to the app. We're in the middle of July here. This is probably not going to get built and launched until August, maybe even push into September. I want to get this out there as soon as possible, but that's why I'm doing this video, is to kind of show you behind the scenes and at least show you where it's at today. And that's where it's at. Any questions or feedback, let me know. Thanks for watching.